welcome to Thinking Out Loud with the Busted Halo interns. We're here to talk about Inception, dreams, and reality. Inception, a film that came out just last weekend, is about an extractor who goes into a person's mind and steals secrets from them while they're dreaming. He then has to do one last job where he actually implants an idea into another person's head. One impression it made on me, thinking about how we are constantly inundated with technology that gives us an alternative reality as opposed to the reality we now live in. We're on MySpace all the time, Facebook, YouTube, we have Second Life, we have all these other avenues to live out our reality. And does this actually hinder our own perception of how we live in the real world?
As soon as I left the theater, I was desperate to call any one of my friends and try and talk about the movie because A, I wanted to make a real life connection to somebody else, but B, I wanted to see what their take on everything was, the philosophy of the movie, how it made them feel. It's interesting that I can use the technology that may distance you from reality to make a more real life connection to somebody.
I think that the film drew attention to the very important point that real and not real isn't so black and white, that there are varying degrees of realness. And I don't know that we ever at all get to the point where something is 100% real. And if you carry that over into discussions of faith, the only thing that's 100% real is God. And so throughout our lives, in those circumstances where we're experiencing various degrees of realness, it's just us trying to see God and reach God. And you can have something that's really not that real, like Second Life, and you can experience God there. But where you're really going to experience God to the almost 100% real is when you're interacting with real people.
How do you tell the difference between what your real life is and what isn't real, namely what's dream? That's a big problem that Aquinas dealt with, Bonaventure, Descartes, and I think the ultimate answer to that is I know that I'm real and that this is real because I can't change things. I cannot make the computer flip over by using my thought process, versus in the dream world I can't. But there is someone who can make the computer flip over, or make the microphone turn into a chicken, or make Tara's hair suddenly turn green, and that's God.
I also think that kind of can play off of the will of God, and how, especially in the movie, how all the different characters maybe have their own interior idea of what they thought would happen, but essentially, as the film moved along and people were dreaming more, their thoughts interfered with them dreaming, and different things changed.
If you want to use the terminology of the film, God is the architect of the dream, and we're just sort of players in it, and we fill the dream with. They're not really projections, but I mean they sort of are. The relationships we have with people and our friendships and what they mean to us are projections of who we are.
God has given us the ability to perceive what we do. He's given us this amazing power, but He's also given us the ability to question our reality like we are right now, because we realize that there are things completely outside of what we perceive on a day-to-day basis that are still technically a part of God's ultimate reality.
We do get a little bit caught up in being aware of our awareness of our awareness of our awareness. And it can drive us crazy, and it sort of is a little bit gratuitous. But what we really need to do is, and everybody, no matter where you are in your faith life, no matter what particular faith you prescribe to, you need to step back and say, do I believe that at some point I'm going to be freed from this dream? And I'm going to be able to go up there, as they refer to it in the film.
In a certain sense, it is like waking up. There's that great line in the film where, there's these people who come to this druggist to dream every day, and one of the characters says, oh, they come here to dream. And he says, no, they come here to wake up. In other words, this has now become their reality. In a certain sense, we need to really distance ourselves from that. And it's important to distance ourselves from this constant technology occasionally, so that we can realize that we are in the real world and that our actions do have real consequences.
I have a friend of mine that actually just says that there are some things in life that you can only fill with a God-shaped hole. And I think that's really interesting because, we do get stuck into all this technology and constantly, doing 20 different things at one time. And, there are times where we just kind of have to stop and kind of have to take time away from our day.
For people who don't share the Christian experience that I experienced, you can experience that feeling of real by seeking out love in your life, by strengthening your relationships. If somebody doesn't believe in God, love is what's real for you. So as you pursue that, as you pursue love, you can sort of be reminded that reality does exist on some level, even if it's hard to see that sometimes, and even if it's confusing.
Thank you very much, and be sure to submit your own opinions about Inception, reality, and the world of the dream.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.